Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another edition of Balance Over Perfect, all things balance, and trying to really cut out the perfection in all of us. I think because I lived most of my life thinking, no big deal. I don't think things need to be perfect. I hate the word perfect. I didn't realize that I was a perfectionist. So if you're coming to this and you're seeking balance and you don't feel like you're a perfectionist, you're always going to find something, some little nugget. It's one of my favorite words. It's probably like my weekly word, nugget, right now. So I want to share with you that there is a way to achieve balance in certain aspects of your life, but balance is very hard to keep all the time. Balance is really something where you're embracing the highs and the lows, and seeing the best out of them. And I think that's the misconception for, having this balanced life. Like, we all envy that. We all want that. But when we really take a step back and say, okay, what does balance really feel? And it's just the appreciation of the lows because we've had those highs, and appreciation that we're going to get out of it. I love that one of those Pinterest saying, it's like, if it's I'm going to butcher it totally right off the hook, guys. If it feels like at the end, it's not over. Totally butchered that. I'll go look it up. Next time I will actually have the quote in front of me, but it's not over, guys. And that brings me to my, how to get out of a funk. And I've shared a lot this with my story, and maybe not a bunch on my podcast just yet. But if you follow me over at Kim.E.A.T on Facebook and Instagram, you've probably seen my highs and lows in life. That's a big part of my journey. I struggle with depression. I struggle with anxiety internally. I don't put it out on the surface, and I just struggle with simply really finding that balance. And so hence, here came Balance Over Perfect. Because when I think about things that I want to be able to achieve for myself, if I'm in it with you guys, if I'm in it with someone else, that's going to help me too. Think about that for a second. When you're struggling with your weight loss, when you're struggling with your relationship, when you're struggling with your career, don't you think it would be so much easier if you just engrossed yourself in it? So for example, I'm a health and fitness coach. I was a personal trainer. I just recently left that and became a full-time online health and fitness coach, and also online marketer, along with building my brand with Balance Over Perfect at Kim.E.A.T. And when I became an online health and fitness coach, I was at my worst with my eating habits. Who's going to listen to me as a quote unquote, I'm going to help you with my nutrition? And I had to take a step back because I said to myself, wait, why wouldn't they want to? Because I'm in the trenches with them. I'm grinding it out with them. And so think about that when you don't feel you have that balance, when you don't feel that you have that, that release, because that is where we as human beings just got to get in with everyone else in the trenches, feeling it. And so when I'm in a funk, which I am right now, it was kind of crazy to say because you're like, what? You're smiling, you're energized, this and that. But I know that for me to get out of funk, I got to get out there. I got to teach it, because it is that serotonin release, which is that connection piece that I know is a huge indicator of getting out of a funk. It's that cortisol that we have inside of us, which creates our fear and our doubt and, honestly, our funk. So what I want to teach you guys today is not only how to get out of a funk, but also when you're in it, how can you embrace it? Because when we're in it, we feel alone. When we're in it, we feel silly. When we're in it, we feel that we shouldn't be in it. Isn't that crazy? Think about that. When we're in a funk, we're like, I got to get out of this. Why should I be in a funk? Why am I upset? What's going on? Why is my life X, Y, and Z? And that's where we have to take a step back and just embrace that funk. Embrace those feelings and embrace the fact that we're not perfect. And there are so many reasons for us to be grateful. And I think that's a big reason why we get so down on ourselves. We're like, but I have a roof over my head. I have, amazing people in my life. I have food in the fridge. Seriously. when we think about it that way, it's like, yeah, like what's wrong with you? But it really comes down to our experiences, our chemical makeup, everything that really bogs down to it, because that is what I believe is, as women who feel unbalanced, as women that feel that they aren't enough, we beat ourselves up even in our lowest. So when are we ever celebrating it? When are we ever celebrating life? And that's where, when we're in the lows, we got to embrace that. So that's why I brought up really what balance means. It's embracing and honoring the highs and the lows, because we're grateful for both ends. Both ends are reasons of why we're here. And I always kind of like get into a place where the lows, I get a little excited, not all the time, don't get me wrong, but I get a little excited because I know something is on the other end. I know there was a lesson that I needed to learn in that low to be able to go to the other end. So, but what I always want to emphasize is the victim role when we're in a funk. That's where we gotta be aware of that. So embrace the funk, but also be aware that when we victimize ourselves, it really takes us a couple steps back, and it really chips away from us. And so that's where we just got to say, hey, I'm in it. I've been here before. All right, now how do I get out of it? And that's what I'm going to teach you today. So I say, you're going to eat to get out of a funk. And it's hilarious because you're like, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work out. But it is. And I love to just give you some teaching methods of how to remember this. Because when we're in a funk, if you're anything like me, where you yo-yo with your weight, you're eating. Sister's eating, and you're eating well. So remember this. It's going to be a different kind of eat. So E for the exercise. And it's so obvious, but yet we don't do it. When we're in a funk, we kind of just go through the motions. I know for me, last week I was exercising, and it just felt through the motions. But I was getting it in. But I wasn't doing, the couple other steps I'm going to teach you. So you exercise. I talked about that serotonin, that cortisol, and then the endorphins release. So the endorphin release is your pleasure. It's the excitement. That's why I'm coming to you right after a workout. I am high. It's awesome. Chase for that kind of high. Not the high of the attention that you get when you're in a funk. Whew, I got to bring that up. You get attention when you're in a funk. It may be from a loved one. It may be from friends. It may be from, for me, it's a social media. I remember, I've been in this business for 3 years. And by business of social media. I was not posting on social media prior to becoming an online health and fitness coach. I remember when I was in funks, I put it out there and I would get the sympathy card. I would get the attention. And that's not the kind of attention you want. You really don't. Coming from a girl that got it a lot, didn't like it, it's not good attention. Don't put yourself in that position. So if you're in that position, look at the other pleasures in life, the endorphin high. Get that. And then the serotonin is that connection piece that we, as human beings, through exercise, we can connect with other people. There's no coincidence that I'm a health and fitness coach to be able to connect with other people. Other people. It helps me. It helps me get out of that funk. And then the cortisol, which is the big one that gets us in the funk. It's the fear. It's the doubt. It's all the things that we all have in us. We can't deny this. I say that. We cannot deny this. So how do we release it? Through exercise. Exercise is a huge reason that we can really lower those cortisol levels. And so when I think about exercise, it's more than just, hey, let's get a sweat on, woohoo. No, it's so much more. It means so much more. And so when I hear people say oh, you exercise all day. Well, first off, that's not true. More than 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, I hate this. It's not that I hate it, but I kind of just like to keep it short and sweet because there's so much more great things to do in the day. But I do feel I exercise all day because it helps me all day. So they're not wrong. So remember that when you think, oh, another workout video from someone, oh, got to see this person eating healthy. Great. No, it's so much more than that. And then the A, it is aware. Awareness is, I think, something that we overlook when we're in funks or just in general. So awareness that you are in it, that you're in it. Because I know for myself, I would push through it And for me, I push through it through caffeine, which is not good because caffeine gives you that high. So when I talked about the endorphin high, that's the one you should be really shooting for. Not the high of caffeine, not the high of approval from other people. It's awareness that you are in it. Awareness that life is really not that bad, but right now it just doesn't feel right. And that's okay. Because when you think about the lows, and like I said to you that I was kind of excited, but you're not like, oh, I'm not getting up every day and being like, yes, can't wait to be in that funk. It's amazing to be in this funk. No, it's not like that, sister. But what it is that knowing in the lows that it's not the end, because if it was the end, it'd be over. It'd be over. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be on this earth. So know that the low is taking you to a next point. And then the T is tell yourself this. Tell yourself to let go. And I made the T tell yourself because I believe we're aware that we need to let go. Let go of whatever funk we're in. Let go of whatever control we're trying to do. Let go, let go. But are we telling ourselves this? Are we really putting it out in the universe or in God or wherever you believe in, whatever it is, prayer, meditation, whatever it is for you? Are you telling yourself to let it go? And from coming from someone that controls a lot of things in her life and is actively working on it, letting go is the hardest thing for me. Because what it means is that you're letting the universe or God, whatever it is for you, just take it over. Just take it. Take the outcome. So if you're going on your health and fitness journey and you want to lose 30 pounds, if you are in a relationship but it's a little strained right now, if you are pushing for a really big career goal, me saying to you, let go of the outcome, it's like, you got to be kidding me. It's like, but at the end of the day, has it been serving you? Has it been serving you to control all the things, all the moving pieces? And I'm not going to answer it for you, but I can answer it for me. It hasn't been serving me. Controlling how much money I need to make for my household, controlling how my relationship should go, controlling me never going into a yo-yo again. That's not doing me any service. So you got to tell yourself this. Tell yourself to let go. Because when I think about the shoulds and the haves and all these things that we should be doing in our lives, and they have to be doing this in your life, that's controlling. So I want to leave you guys with this. What is something that you should be doing right now? Should you be working out? Should you be not eating as bad as we were over the last week? Should you have a better relationship with your husband, your spouse? Should you have a better relationship with your family, your friends? Should you have a certain amount in your bank account to make you feel fulfilled? Whatever it is for you, that's where I'm going to give you this. Write it down. What should you have in your life? And it gives me a little twinge in my stomach. What should you have? All right, let's switch that. I'm going to let go of what this insert for you. I'm going to let go that my career should be at this certain point. I'm going to let go that my career is going to be in the universe's hands. And it sounds hooky, but at the end of the day, has it been working the other way? Really, has it? And so when you're in that funk, when you're in it, remember to eat, not overeat, but E for exercise, A for awareness, T to tell yourself to let it go. Because when we really get ourselves and separate us from the shoulds and the haves in this world, the funks are going to be few and far between. The funks aren't going to feel as bad, and the funks are going to be this excitement that there's going to be something on the other end. So know that. So know if you are in one, know if you just got out of one, or know that you feel like you're about to go into one. But if you're not, more praise to you. Embrace the high, because the highs is where we appreciate the lows. So I thank you guys for coming in. And like always, give yourself grace for yesterday. Give yourself peace for today, and give yourself plan for tomorrow, because this life is full of a roller coaster, full of excitement, full of the highs and the lows. And I freaking love that about what we have to do. Thanks, guys.